Hey guys, PansRace007 here from Scale Model Addict. I will be shooting the video today showing you the differences between Mr. Surfacer 500 and Mr. Dissolve Putty. Both are made by Gunzy Sanyo. Here's the Mr. Dissolve Putty. Hopefully that comes in pretty clear. And here is the Mr. Surfacer 500. Mr. Surfacer 500's primarily came out as a primer for modeling, and it's also been through experimental use found that you can actually fill shallow scratches and ejector pin marks and so on with it. But lately, my experience with also finding the Mr. Dissolve Putty is that it works, in my opinion, a lot better. There's a lot less shrinkage involved when it's actually placed into a ejector pin mark or a seam to fill or whatever. It's also both are lacquer based, so it can be thinned with lacquer thinner. With the Mr. Dissolve Putty, I've actually even thinned it down to basically almost like a wash and washed it into seams and had it fill it and work perfectly. The Mr. Dissolve Putty, as it's drying, forms a skin over it, but then it's also, when it's dry, it's very smooth to the touch, and depending on how well you lay it into a seam or a gap or an ejector pin mark, you may not even have to sand it before you paint it. You can sand it. It holds, its grip to the plastic is very tight, as good or better than a lot of the other commercial putties that are out there. So let's get started. What I have here is the roof of a Tiger tank turret, and as you can see, there are a plethora of ejector pin marks in here, and I will fill some with Mr. Dissolve and some with Mr. Surfacer, and we'll let the I guess the results speak for themselves. So basically what you could do is we'll start with the Mr. Dissolve Putty first. And there's no real surface preparation involved other than the norm of just making sure that it's clean and free of dirt and grease and whatnot. So just to start, you basically just go straight out of the bottle, and as you can see, I've got a fair amount on the brush, and depending on what you're going to be filling will dictate exactly how much you want on your brush, and for that matter exactly the size brush that you need. And basically what I'll do is just come in here and lay it down in there and let it almost try to flow off the brush and fill the ejector pin mark. You can go a little outside of it, especially if the area is easy to get to sand, and then that way you can ensure the fact that it will be flush when you're finished with it and ready to use it. There are other methods, obviously, of filling the ejector pin mark, but obviously for this demonstration we're using Mr. Dissolve, which I particularly have come in the past 2.5 years or so of working with it. I love it personally, and it's real easy, I think, to work with, and there's a lot of different other uses for it. Now the one down here, this might be a touch too much, as you can see. I think that was a song actually. Hee. But now you can either spread it out or try to, that's just turned into a mess. You can lift it back off of the surface. It's actually that pliable, that thick. It's lacquer based. It's really, I haven't found it to harm or mar or eat into the plastic at all, hurt the plastic. There's no real heat buildup from what I've noticed, so it's safe. Obviously definitely safe for resin, as I've used it in resin to fill seams with everything from sleeves on figures to equipment, whatever. As you can see, I've got some lacquer thinner right here. I can also clean the brush in the lacquer thinner, and so you don't have any cross contamination between the two products if you're actually using the product side by side, which on a couple times I have actually used. And if Mr. Surfacer 500 will cooperate, We can get that open. As you can see, both are fairly thick, but actually the Mr. Dissolve Putty is slightly thicker, which helps. But you know, like I mentioned before, Mr. Surfacer was originally designed as a surface primer, so I guess you really don't want to get that too thick. But going in, pretty much forms on the brush the same way. Now, Mr. Surfacer actually dries a little bit faster than Mr. Dissolve Putty. And as you can see, it gets a little stringy once in a while, but you know, I've put a fair amount down here on the ejector pin mark. And that's used to cover it.